First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here between the Portland Lumberjacks taking on the Detroit Lions. Strap in, this will be a good one. 2 one-loss teams getting together as they're underway on EA Sports. Noah Igbenogany from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down. You talk about this Lions defense. They played extremely well last week in that win over the Packers.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
Well, this defense for the Lions, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Now Young. A short throw hauled in by Trimble. That he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. Going for it with Sanders. Oh, able to avoid him. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
I'm laughing because I'm not so sure I would have made this call. I'm not so sure I would have said, yeah, let's go ahead and get this one, especially at this point of the game. But give him credit. He had a feeling and carried it through.
Yeah, that's one where you think, okay, if you're down, 2 minutes left, the ball's near midfield, you go for it. But at this stage, at that part of the field, but like you said, it worked.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Young. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to hold that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. Off the play fake, Young. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown! Terrace Marshall. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lumberjacks are on the board first here this afternoon. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Here's the 12th overall pick in April's draft, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
Going back to Gibbs on first down. Now he's loose at the 40.
And finally brought down at the 31-yard line.
53 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Another run for Gibbs here.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
The Lions at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And they were able to tough it out last week. A close one-score game. And those are the kind of wins that pull you together as a team because everyone gains confidence and they feel like they can continue to get better.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Pressure comes and down he goes.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Let's go. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
19, cut 19. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Ready.
Back to throw. Hooker. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is caught inside the 5. And in for the Lions touchdown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Lions are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
Igbenogany going to take it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. That one goes for 36 yards. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. To throw, Young. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. He's going to have the first down and more than that. And he'll be taken down at the 26. A gain of 13 and also a first down.
His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
That throw by Young incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Throw left side, pulled in by Mingo. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
All right, partner, I wasn't good enough to get this done, but I played with plenty of guys who did. When they spotted wide receiver screen and they got to the football fast and blew the whole thing up, the same result as we just saw usually happened. No gain.
Young on 3rd down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win, and the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
This is up and good from Pinheiro. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Let's go now.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On 3rd down, Hooker eluding the pressure right. And I think the ball's out. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
4th down, a give to Gibbs. Gets past 1 man. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. They'll go again with Gibbs. 67 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Okay,
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. They run with a veteran speedster. It's Kareem Hunt, and he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Partner, those are back-to-back 6-yard runs, and if they're going to continue to get those types of plays, shoot, you just keep running the same stuff, don't you?
Yeah, it was 1st and 10, then 2nd and 4. Now 1st and 10 again. First and 10, here's Gibbs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That play could never get started thanks to the defensive effort of Shaq Thompson.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
Here we go.
This has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Hand off to Gibbs, headed right here. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
19 tight, go!
Looking to throw. Hooker. Crossing route, and he hits his man. It's Jones. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Then we got to give a little tip of the cap for the defense there. Zone coverage, locked it in tight, made it really difficult because they tried the crossing route against it, and it worked for a completion, but you have to know where the sticks are on 3rd down. Didn't get beyond them, no pickup.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
Mustang 19, hustle.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Flush to his right. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script from 4th down to 1st. Two minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
Here we go,
Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. Trying the left side with Gibbs. Dances by him, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 80 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Gibbs straight ahead, and he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Andre Cisco there on the stop. On 2nd down, here's Gibbs. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
To throw on 3rd down, Hooker. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, as the first half is winding down. And the Lions have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. You get down this deep, Charles, you hate to settle for a field goal. They roll the dice on fourth down, really just hoping to get that first. But as it turns out, they take it all the way into the end zone.
You mentioned that they took a little bit of a gamble there. Think about it this way. Most teams throw the ball in this situation in the NFL, so they really gamble with a running play, and boy, did it pay off. Hey, Dirt.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Igbinoghene going to take it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half, Young. He's going to try and go deep again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you down,
final adjustments being made in both locker rooms. They are just about set to get back to football in Detroit. And for the call of the second half, we'll kick it back up to Ford Field and Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he returns this to the 22. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On third down, here's Gibbs. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. Give him 9 on the carry, but it's not enough, and it'll be fourth down. They'll try and run for it. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Young off the play fake. Rush coming, and he's taken down. So second and long, you got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. On play action, Young. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
Well, a good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Young. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The 3rd down conversion is successful. Give him 12 yards that time. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Young to throw it. And this one too low. Well, the passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll throw again. Young. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Touchdown. Jonathan Mingo from 17 yards out. And the Lumberjacks have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. So a very strong first drive in this second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And it's now 17-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Charles, we'll see how this offense responds. Remember the last time they were out, they went for it on 4th down, did not get it, and that led to a touchdown on the other side. So they need a response here.
They certainly do, and I just have a question for you. You think that was a gut feel, or was that analytics that came into play there deciding to go for it on 4th down?
That felt like gut to me. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely, because the way it backfired, where they are in the game, all those things, that didn't feel like an analytics call. That certainly felt like, hey, I feel like we can get this right now. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for them.
And they're going to speed things up here. Throwing on 3rd and long. Hooker finds Gibbs on the check down. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. Here comes the Lions punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. He'll take it at the 42. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Ready?
It's Young off play action. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Now Young. And that's incomplete.
Well, they approach this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Young will set to throw. He's got a man. That's Marshall. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
A very solid gain of 27.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort, but instead he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a 1st and goal.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
To the air once more, Young. And it'll be intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone. I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
Running the ball can be a struggle in this part of the field. In fact, it's a perfect spot for defenders to pin their ears back and try and work upfield, and they capture him for a loss.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points. After return to midfield, I just wish we could open up the heads of the offensive and defensive coordinators because right now the wheels have to be spinning because things just changed. Offensive playbook just opens up, and now on defense, do you play aggressively or do you lay back a little bit to try and calm things down?
Following the interception, Young. Well, caught by Trimble. It's a 13-yard pickup as the downs reset. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Let's go.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 3. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And that's a play to applaud because these RPOs, things happen so quickly. And that ball's out of the quarterback's hands fast. He read it and reacted and was there to hit him as the ball arrived at the receiver. Big-time read, big-time play.
3rd and short yardage, Young. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
Here we go, set.
1st and 10. Young. There's Trimble, the tight end. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 13 yards, and it keeps the drive moving.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
On 1st and 10, Young. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jonathan Mingo with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Lumberjacks are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early. So now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now it's the backup Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. It got his man complete. How about this? Touchdown, Detroit. Jameson Williams, 83 yards. And the Lions have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Igbenogany going to take it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
The role with the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Aiden Hutchinson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The lessons will continue. This rookie, he's got to learn how to read situations just a little bit better. That far behind the line, he's got to find a way to get rid of the football and not take the sack, whether it's with his legs or just throwing it away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Will Harris. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up 1st and goal at the 5. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll run with Gibbs. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. A late turnover is so often the difference in a ball game, and here the turnover leads to the go-ahead touchdown.
So repeat after me, partner. You have to take care of the football. In order to protect the lead, you must take care of the football. Ball security. How many times do they have to say it? They've been preaching it since day one of camp, and it came back to bite them right there.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 19, 18. Panther 11, Panther 11.
They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So the two-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Igbenogany going to take it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. But the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Off the play fake, Young. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Oh, man, late in the tight ball game, every play so critical, you feel like you've got to find a way to come up with that football. That was put in a great spot, but it just didn't want to stick in his hands. That's a big letdown.
And now that brings up fourth down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Here's Johnny Hekker now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Taking on the midfield logo. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10.
Come on, come on. Hey. Panther 60, Panther 60. Reload, reload. Bronco 80.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
So with your team leading in the fourth quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. A give, right side for Gibbs. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 112 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. On the give, here's Gibbs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late fourth quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on third?
I don't. I run the football and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something.
There he goes, left side. It's so close. He gets it to the one. Out of bounds right there. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed, like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a problem.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Hendon Hooker scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Lions will add to their fourth quarter lead. Extra point try now for Patterson. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Back out there to send this one away. Igbenogany going to take it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Here we go.
This is 1st and 10. Now Young. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Check Fury. Hey, go Fury. Check, cut.
Here's Young. He's got him in. Complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. One timeout at their disposal, but more pressing is the need for 2 scores, obviously. Here's 1st and 10.
Ultra. Steal. Check steal. Cut.
Young. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
Yellow. Zoom.
Young to throw. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Open man is Mingo. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Here's Young. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
So whatever happened to rookie quarterbacks taking time to adjust to life in the NFL? Because this guy looks like he's been doing it for about, 7 years? 4 touchdown passes? That's not something rookies are supposed to be doing with the ease in which he's doing it.
And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw, as this play will stand as is. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Phil Duffy picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Roll, roll, roll. Check, check. 60 biceps. Go, Reed. Go.
Now a give to Gibbs, running left. And he is going to lose yardage here. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
18 Rattler.
On 4th down, Hooker, he's airing it out for Williams. And it's incomplete. He's still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Lions, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1.